Hey, Noah here with ArcFam. Today up for review I have the Cartoon Collection Webstor, which as you've seen in my previous video with Spikor, has already been opened. I just put him back in the package to show what he would look like in the store. Also, when I did so, I forgot to put this piece of paper that tells the parts and what parts are removable back in the package, so I'm just going to go ahead and go over that right now. So all of the gray parts are where the connection points can be taken out. So you can take it out at the head, the shoulder, the wrist, the waist, other wrist, other shoulder, and each of the boots at the top. So that's pretty nice. I forgot to do that in my Spikor video because, like I said, he was already out of package and I couldn't find everything that went in his package, so I didn't even try with that. Also, I cannot find the comic book that comes with Webstor, so sorry about that, but I'm going to go ahead and rip him back out of package and begin the review. So here you have it, the new Cartoon Collection Webstor figure from the Master Universe Origins series. As you can see, he comes with this little artifact, which comes directly from the cartoon, from the episode The Cat and the Spider. There in the artwork you can see Katrina and Tila, and you can see Webstor stealing this artifact, which is called the Grimalkin statue. Okay, yeah, the Grimalkin is some sort of demon from this cat land or whatever that had been exiled and banished into this statue, and I think Skeletor sends Webstor to free it or something like that. I've yet to watch that episode. I have the entire original Filmation series, though, so here's a look at the package, barcodes, everything, all the usual toy review stuff. Make him climb up his line. Spoiler alert, that action feature does not work. Alright, I'm going to bring in my Masters of the Universe Origins Webstor for comparison. As you can see, I've removed Webstor from the action figure stand, which I had him standing on, and have also set the Grimalkin statue off to the side. Now here's how he looks alongside his vintage-inspired counterpart. I think that they both look fantastic. I'm personally a fan of the Cartoon Collection a little bit more because I like that head sculpt. I like the tiny beady eyes on any character from Masters of the Universe. I just think it makes them look just a little bit more wacky, which is something that I like about the Masters of the Universe. But the vintage had a really cool head sculpt too. Another interesting thing is that the new one does not come with any weapons. The old one, well, the older one comes with this orange weapon, which is the same one that came in the Castle Grayskull weapons pack. Well, actually, no. Never mind, sorry about that. They're slightly different, but in the vintage line, the gun was the exact same one as the one that came in the Castle Grayskull weapons pack / weapons rack. Okay, I'm gonna do some part swaps, and then we'll move on to comparisons and other fun things. As you can see, I've just swapped the vintage-inspired head onto the new Cartoon Collection, and the Cartoon Collection head onto the vintage-inspired. I've also twisted both figures into that iconic powerful battle position, or whatever. I think they both look really cool. A lot of people like the Cartoon Collection body better than the original Origins body. I do think the Cartoon Collection body's anatomy is a little bit more accurate to real human anatomy from what I've seen on bodybuilders and such. My uncle is one such bodybuilder. He actually is a personal trainer as well, so I think he got like 6 certificates or whatever, so that's pretty cool. His name's Jonathan Hill. His slogan is "Train to compete." train to improve, compete to win. So if you want to check him out someday, he's a really cool dude. He's been my inspiration ever since I was a little fella. So anyway, like I said, the anatomy's really similar to true bodybuilder anatomy. The only thing is that the skin tones do not quite match. The vintage inspired is definitely a slightly darker shade, and it's definitely noticeable. I mean, it's not terrible, but under most lighting you can see the differences. To the naked eye, it's less obvious, but on camera you can definitely see that the vintage one, or vintage inspired one, is darker. I do not have a vintage Webstor to compare with this new cartoon collection one, because I'm also a customizer, and custom videos shall be uploaded to my channel hopefully soon. So the Webstor that I did have is now ripped to pieces and its parts are being used for customs. So now I'm going to move on to articulation again, just in case you are new to my channel. I mean, the articulation is pretty basic, and I'm sure you could figure it out, but I'm going to go ahead and run through it anyway. I don't think I'll run through it every single video, because I've done it in my previous video, the Spike-Or review, and I'm going to do it in this video and maybe a few upcoming videos. Also, hopefully once I figure out how to change my YouTube name or channel name, it will become ArcFam, which is why I say ArcFam in every video. Right now, I am posting from my mother's YouTube account, and for some reason, even if I try to change the name of my channel, it's still Macy Hill. So my channel right now is called Macy Hill, M-A-C-Y space H-I-L-L. But soon it shall be changed to ArcFam, and then I'll see you guys over there, hopefully. Okay, so now I have the vintage-inspired Webstor with the cartoon collection armor. I did not switch the boots. I mean, the boots are very similar anyway. The cartoon ones are just a little less detailed to match the cartoon. I'm not going to bother with that this time, but I will be switching the armors between both figures, and then I'll move on to some size comparison and maybe a hint to what my next video will be. Now I have the cartoon collection Webstor done up with the vintage inspired armor and gun. I will be showing the action feature from the vintage inspired armor and showing you what the cartoon collection armor is supposed to do. But let's just say it doesn't work out. Okay, so I have my Webstor attached to my backing, and it's just you pull the string and it makes him climb up on the vintage armor. And yes, that is my foot. I'm using it to stabilize my background, because my background is not made out of a sturdy material. Also, there's Anthony. That's just a little sketch of little people that I was doing there for a while. And then this is what the cartoon collection armor does. So it's got this little dial, and you're supposed to be able to turn it and make the figure climb, but there's not much area to grip. And when you try to grip it, I mean, you literally have to hold the figure, and you're really moving the figure with your hand that's holding it, not by turning the dial. The dial just helps the string to go up. Oops, sorry. And when I let go, he just falls back down, so it's not really a good action feature, so that's a little bit of a QC issue, but maybe Mattel will do better next time. They also tried the action feature with the Masterverse New Eternia figure, and it's not that good either. I don't know if they actually did an action feature or not, but that's sure what it seemed like, but it didn't work out that well. So now I'm going to move on to comparisons with a few characters from other lines, and maybe part swaps. See you there. Also, the Cartoon Collection web store has the smooth arms with no fins, and the vintage inspired one has the little tiny fins and has a clawing hand on the left side. Do you know what time it is? It's comparison time! Here's Webstor from the Cartoon Collection alongside our Turtles of Grayskull Krang in the Megator Android. That's how they'll scale together. Also, we have Slacker from the Turtles of Grayskull. That's how they compare. And yes, it's Slacker. I want to confirm this. I don't know if Mattel has confirmed this yet, but I know for a fact that Slacker is how it's supposed to be pronounced. Because if you think about it, they take the first 3 letters from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character Slash, and then they take the last 3 letters from Faker from Masters of the Universe. So, the sound that you should be saying is Sly, not Slake. It's not Slaker, it's Slacker. Because Slash is S-L-A, and it makes the Sly, and then Faker is K-E-R, that makes the Cur, so Sly-Cur, Sly-Cur. I know there's been a lot of people that have problems with that. It's not Slaker, it's Slacker. Anyway, we're going to move on to some more size comparisons with my Webstor. Here we have Webstor alongside the Turtles of Grayskull Hordak. And no, this is not technically a size comparison because Hordak's on a flight stand. This is just to compare the skin tones, just in case people are wanting to do a swap between the two for whatever reason. Want to give Webstor some kind of mutant arm or some crazy armor, somehow make him part of the Horde. The skin tones do not match up. They're close, but Hordak's got like this purpley hue or gray hue. It's hard to explain, but they're definitely a little bit different. Here is another skin tone and size comparison between, in this case, Webstor and Mousejaw. So the skin tones are similar, but again, different. In this case, Webstor is darker and Mousejaw is lighter. But I still think you could get away with it. I think if you wanted to take the legs off of the Webstor and give them to Mousejaw, I think it would work alright, just if you did some heating and stuff. I think they'd be far enough apart that it wouldn't be too big of a problem, but they are indeed different. Here are a few why the heck not comparisons. Here we have the 2000X Whiplash alongside the Cartoon Collection Webstor, as well as the vintage Spycore figure. Now here's the Cartoon Collection Webstor alongside the Thunder Punch He-Man from the New Adventures of He-Man series, and yes, he is holding Nightcrawler's sword. And here's one of the Skeletors from the same toy line, and yes, he is holding a weapon from Black Panther. Here's an interesting one. Here we have Webstor alongside Sumo Glenn from the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, and Psy-Crow from Earthworm Jim. Here's a fun one. We have Genghis from the Stone Protectors, or it's Angus from the Stone Protectors, I believe, and the Green Yuck. He's from another knockoff troll line. That's how they compare. Alright, and there's my overall review of the Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection Webstor. Remember I said there'd be a hint as to what my next video is? Well, here's a double hint. Hint, hint. Alright, peace.